Ladies and gentlemen, did we get the start of that? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the General Banter Podcast. My guest today, Michael Bartlett. Do you want to join me in doing the ads?
Aye.
I'll give you half the money.
Sweet.
I get £1,000 every 2 years.
Class, yeah.
Our first and OG sponsor is Manscaped.com. They are sending out new stuff. Apparently they do a face razor now.
All right, class.
Instead of me taking the same one that I take to my satchel.
Do you do your satchel with it? Is it a good product?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Does it have a wee light?
It does.
See, that's good.
It does. And the old function on the Lawnmower 3.0 was that the light came on automatically. Now that's an option. On the fourth one, you can be like, there's enough light in this.
In case you need to do your taint in the dark. Aye.
Yeah. Well, that's
a good idea.
But it works underwater too.
Fuck off.
So if you're in an isolation tank, you just be like...
That's great. That would actually give me an excuse for that sound coming out of an isolation tank when I'm in them.
Yeah.
Because I usually have a vibrator up my ass.
You're like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, I'm shaving my testicles. Meanwhile, you've one of them Hitachis up your scat box.
Yes, what you said.
Relaxing in there, Mick. Aye.
That's good. I should get one of those because I've currently been shaving my balls with just a rudimentary beard trimmer.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like hoovering a mat.
Yeah.
You're just catching scrot.
Pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pushing it. This is pulling it out of the razor.
Yeah, it's a nightmare when I have to empty the bag, as they say.
It's just bagless. You have the joy of scraping together your pubes after.
See, I do mine over the toilet.
Oh yeah, but still, there's a bit of residual spray.
Yeah. How often do you have to shave your pubes?
Have to or need to?
See, I keep mine quite shorn.
You keep yours quite
Dolphin's
shorn.
back.
Yeah.
Like a cat's belly.
I gotta, for a guy who's evenly hairy all over, one good go at the nuts.
The Manscaped 3.0.
With what's it called? Manscaped. That's the Lawnmower 3.0.
Lawnmower 3.0.
That'll keep me going for a month or two, maybe.
Aye.
I'm not.
And does it take it down like a smooth as the touch kind of shave, or is it like?
It's not like a wet shave certainly, but it takes it down.
Aye.
It's not as in like that looks shaved.
Aye.
And
do you shave your belly as well, or just the sort of pelvic area?
This is what I'm saying. I should do both.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went on holiday one time and I shaved my tits hair, and I thought I'd went too far, and I was like, I look like I'm just holding two turkeys on my chest. And then Maureen was like, that's about as hairy as a hairy chest is, because before I was full Austin Powers floating in the hot tub.
Aye.
But I took it away down, and then it was just regular hairy tits.
See, that's good. Yeah, I once took mine right down to nothing.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, you're like, every single item of clothing I wear is creating static.
Yeah.
And there's just wee specky fucking...
I got that Gorilla. This is a different product placement. That Gorilla blade thing from
the
back.
The back scratcher with the razor on it.
And you do that, and I was literally cold for about 3 days.
Aye. I got a wee thing.
I need a body. I need a gilet.
A wee tiny... I think girls use them for like their eyebrows and those wee tiny razors just to shave the hair on my tattoo so it pops and cut the arms off myself. That
wee one looks like a wee... It looks like you're doing mascara with it, but it goes like...
It's not even electric one, it's just a razor.
Oh. I thought that was for the sides of your bush.
It probably is, but I just do my shoulders and eyebrows.
Listeners of this podcast will get 20% off. If you go to manscaped.com and use the code GENBANT1, and it's coming up to Christmas, and there'd be nothing more romantic than looking your father in the eye and being like, you're welcome, Pops.
If you want smooth as a Yankee candle down there.
He has a couple of Schlur and fucking Bacardis and comes down 4 in the afternoon like, Linda, Merry Christmas.
His balls rubbing against his legs.
And he's done the thing with the hairy belly, hairy legs, and then you've shoven out the clean triangle.
I'm quite lucky that I have like blonde hair on my legs, right? Because otherwise it would look like just a massive ball patch.
Yeah.
And then just gaunt and like do you reckon you find a sweet under your sofa?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that sort of like Middle Eastern hair, but I just have a nice fluff the whole way over, like a kiwi.
Yeah. The fruit, or can't call them anymore. Sorry.
Our second sponsor is beer52.com. Mick, do you like beer? Do you?
I love beer.
These lads these lads were pushing subscription services before subscription services were everywhere.
Yeah.
What you do is you sign up there use the code BANTER, and the first box is free.
Lovely.
You just pay for delivery, and you get 8 beers to your house. You get snacks, and you get a magazine about beer.
Fucking class.
Which is also edible. I
No,
think.
no,
It's not really.
Oh, can you shave it?
Maybe. But yeah, I got a box. I mean, they've been sponsoring this podcast for months. I've had 8 beers out of them. So cheers. I thought it would be like floor to ceiling boxes of beer. I've had fucking 2 boxes of them. But anyway, use the code BANTER, get a free box.
Lovely.
Nice. And then after that, £74 a month for 8 beers.
Even still, it's good. It's good quality beer though.
It's good quality.
4.3 ABV.
It is,
or whatever.
HIV. It's great.
Oh, no.
Do you know what it is? It's a nice. It's an experience. You know.
That's what I like with beers. I don't care about the taste. I care about the experience. It's the journey.
Yeah,
not the destination.
it would be a fun thing. I would say, are you in a relatively new relationship?
Yeah.
Relative, something fun.
Relative, yeah.
It'll be fun to get that delivered to your house and be like, let's try half each.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and by the 4th tin, you're like, I can't feel.
I
can't feel my fucking knees.
You see, maybe I hate you.
And you're like, I'm just trying to let you taste my beers.
It is hoppy, isn't it?
It is. What was the names there? Now there was hopped, double hopped, tippas.
Oh, tippas.
Spanish
triple
snacks.
IPA.
Triple tippas, triple IPA.
Yeah.
Which is
Dippas.
basic. What?
Dippas.
What's that?
Double.
Dippus.
And quippas, quadruple IPA. And
do you have octopus?
octopus, yeah. Which is at that point is just honey.
Sure,
Just honey. You're like trying to slurp it down. But some of them are rough, some of them are lovely. Beer52.com, use the code BANTER, guys. See you after the break.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Geddis.
We're joined today by a very excited Micky Bartlett, who has been given the go-ahead by Arlene to do his gigs on Friday.
Aye.
What are your dates? Are they all in October?
Yeah, so the 1st, the 9th, and the 30th of October in the motherfucking Ulster Hall. I'll tell you this much: I have never had a sweatier anus than last night.
I think you have.
At around 8:15. Well, I was like, boys, is this going ahead or what's the deal here?
Yeah.
And I got a text from Joe Duggan just being like, fucking, I'll start shitting yourself because you're playing the Ulster Hall on Friday night. And I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then I was just too much. I had to go to bed. Had a wank, of course.
Buffy.
Just came money. Fivers, just wiping it up. Fucking piece of shit.
I know. I mean, like, what day is it now? Tuesday?
Aye.
And then you've got like a couple of days notice until you're doing that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah,
See,
it's fucking...
I'm a bit upset. Like, my shows, obviously, we had to make the decision early and go, are you going to let this go ahead? And
when were you supposed to be last?
Friday.
Friday there? Fucking...
We missed it by 2 fucking days or something. But we had to, because it wouldn't have been able to happen on the Friday. And then if it was this Friday, where New Year's is, it could have happened.
Aye.
Fucking annoying.
See, that's happened to me because mine were put back to September. And that's something similar happened to me in September, I think.
But I didn't realise, like, obviously you were moving it, Shane was moving stuff, fucking Paddy Ralph was moving stuff. And I was like, and you were like so frustrated about it. And I was like, sure, don't worry. It'll fucking be grand.
Aye.
And then it happened to me. And I was like fucking depressed for like 2 days.
It's
I
so
was
annoying,
it was the weirdest feeling of all. It was just like, I could only compare it to like, well, I couldn't really compare it at all, but it was like, imagine you were like a fighter or something, and you were just like, I'm fighting on this date, and you'd like ramped it up, and then they were like, it's not happening. You're like,
Oos. Aye.
I don't know what to do.
That was like, because I think this is the fourth
Big fighter guy.
time mine's been on, or supposed to have been on.
Yeah.
So the first show was supposed to be in October 2020, then it got moved to April, then it sold out, so we put a second one on in June. It sold out, we put a third one on. Then they all got moved to September. Then they moved one of them to a later date. So I think at one point we'd moved...
So the one you're doing on Friday, which gig was that?
This is the first one. But
that is the first one?
But at one point we were going to have 2 in September, which was the 2nd and 3rd. The third one we put on sale was going to be the second show chronologically.
Right.
So I had the 3rd and the 11th of September booked. Wouldn't let me do it because I'm too real. And then 20th anniversary, taking the roof off the wall. Anyway, so now it works out. I think they're all in order. but I'm not entirely sure.
Because in
It's
your
very
head,
confusing.
and I used to think there was a bit of worth of that. Where like I've done shows, in like 3 nights in a place,
Aye.
and put them all on sale at once, and like one of the days sold out like that, and you're like, that's gonna be fucking lit because that's all the hardcore people who bought the tickets first.
Aye.
And then it sort of turns out like the last sort of straggler show that you were still on the day, like, oh, I have 4 tables left or whatever. That was the best one.
Yeah.
And the people who like ate the tickets up first, I don't know.
Are they maybe harder to please? Just
I don't know.
people that love you are kind of like fucking. They might have seen you 2 or 3 times before or something. Or
I don't know because I actually don't know.
yeah, it's a weird one because I think as well. Sometimes I think especially if it's a longer set, by the 3rd one you're looser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the first one you're just trying to remember it. The second one you're trying to remember the last time you remembered it, and by the 3rd one you don't give a fuck.
I'm usually the opposite way around. I'm like the first one where I don't know anything's the one I actually care about.
Yeah, I fluke it out more when I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's
How many
so
times? I
strange.
mean, you watch all those comedy documentaries and people are like, man, you gotta fucking sharpen the sword. No, you're like, nah, I get one go, and then it's
Yeah.
like, how long can it stay fucking okay before
I don't think there's anything worse than, and you see it all the time, like in clubs and stuff. Somebody who's had the same set for so long, their eyes aren't in the same room.
Yeah. Or they like, I mean, I've done it a few times myself, and then I feel horrible. But you've got that little bit where you know what reaction the crowd's gonna get, and you're able to comment on it. Like the wee preloaded crowd.
I love how
work.
quiet it gets when I do that.
I know. Oh, guys,
Yeah.
bit tense in here. 18 months in a row.
What? Too early? I mean, soon. Fuck.
Too soon, guys.
You
The
want-
Holocaust.
You're not ready for that? No Anne Frank jokes? No. Just tell it like it is, bro.
Hold on, truth bombs, guys.
Yeah, let me just roll this sleeve up a second so you know I mean business
Buissons.
of my denim jacket.
So first one's on Friday. Can I go down? Just hang about
Yeah,
the back.
fucking definitely.
I mean, I'm still holding
currently trying to find somewhere to stay so I don't have to
dropping
go home
hints, y'all.
and get blacked.
Can't find somewhere.
Well, I wanted to say somewhere. I wanted to go to the Grand Central and just ball it out. Like
I'll tell you what was weird. The day I was supposed to have my Friday show, there was like Liam Gallagher was supposed to be here, cancelled because he fell out of a helicopter.
Aye.
And then MK, and then something else, and like 2 other fucking raves that were going on. So
Aye.
there was not a hotel room in Belfast.
Yeah, I'm wondering
Basically,
what
what you were saying, like the £1,000 suite.
Aye. Yeah, that's what it was. A grand for a suite in the Grand Central.
It's wasted.
And a part of me was like,
Nah,
but
fuck, it wouldn't be worth it.
Imagine paying a grand and having to check out at 11 in the morning.
I know. A grand,
Do you
the
enjoy
better.
your
Come
stay?
up, knock the door, let themselves in, pull me
Aye, pulled me ass through the door.
give me a
so I don't
fry
even know who it
with
is.
2 cocks of black pudding.
Exactly. There better be 4
Suck
baths
me
in
out
here.
again. and then take me into
Aye.
the bath and wash me.
It'll just be me going, did you enjoy your stay? I'm like, listen, you're never going to get them curtains clean. You throw them out. Taking everything.
What's in the bag? These are your sheets.
Yeah, and I've took a TV.
I'm taking them with me, to be honest. Did you see that video of the traveller girl? She's like, "This how you get a free television."
No.
And she basically bought a TV, fucking broke it, bought another TV the same or similar out of like Argos, took the TV, wiped it and cleaned it, put the plastic on, put it back in the box, took it back for a refund. There you go, no TV.
Epic.
And then someone said, your TV only broke because you're doing 80 down the fucking Ember, whatever motorway it was.
I heard of a
traveller jokes.
in Craigavon and Tesco's. This couple, I'd never even thought it was brilliant. Basically bought a washing machine, right? So you would like, at the time I think you would go into Tesco's, the guy would put it on a fucking dolly for you and bring it to the till. So that it was they bought the washing machine, took it home. The next day I went in with a receipt, let on they were going to buy another washing machine, and then brought it back to get a refund. Free washing machine.
So the guy just like walked it to the car, brought it out from the back.
So that they would like give you it, you would bring it to the till yourself.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Took it home, fucking hooked it up, came back with the receipt the next day, got a guy to put another washing machine on a fucking dolly and brought it to the till going, listen, we bought this yesterday and it doesn't fit. And the girl was like, no problem. Genius, like.
Fucking hell.
Like, I know stealing's wrong, but sometimes when you hear something so simple, you go, fair play to you.
Gotta keep people on their toes, you know what I mean?
So, you mean,
Just
I've
sitting
stolen many a heart from the morgue.
I remember doing that as in a biology class in school, and they let you like dissect a heart, or they start with a frog, and they're like whatever, and then the heart thing, and everyone was kind of grossed out, cutting it a bit, and like fucking, they were like, this is the fucking ventricle, and whatever. And then one dude was way over the top. We were like, you gonna fuck that? He was like, haha, like fingers up to the thing, like pretend to lick it. And everyone else was kind of, as you would be, like kind of grossed out. Like, it's cold and weird. And this guy was like, haha, I'm gonna tip, I can see in a minute.
Gotta go home and listen to Slipknot.
Yeah. Fucking life out of this.
We weren't allowed to do anything in school. I always remember, like, was it
they can't just give you a knife.
Yeah, it literally was. Like, because I think it was the second or third year when you do that. And that had always been the thing, like the whole way through school was like, second year you get to fucking cut up a frog and all. And then
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, but there was like 2,000 people in the school and 1,500 of them were fucking lunatics.
We're gonna need a plague to carry out these.
There's not enough frogs in the country. Telling you, people just eating them. Ooh la la,
fat frog, is it? I was in Lurgan the other day, so
were you? You didn't even call it.
I was at Tanamore Gardens.
Lovely spot. Take a child down.
Took a child down. Let him look at a fucking goat.
Smell them stinking.
And there was. Yeah, it's rotten. Pigs are stinking too. And there was actually some woman. I can't really. It's that impression that you do of like your aunties and all that sort of voice,
like
just that accent.
Aye,
do something.
I'm trying to think of what's my motivation.
What's your motivation? Basically, they had a kid who was like, they're stinking. Like
his ass is rotten.
Like a wee girl.
Fucking
just going,
smell that cunt of a child.
The wee girl was like, that's rotten. She's like, it's not rotten. That's just the way they go to the toilet.
Aye.
That's just the way they do it, all over themselves and all over the fucking walls.
Off his back and all that there, fucking dirty rotten bastard. Fucking smell that dirty rotten child, fucking Portuguese fucking bastard. I shouldn't have read that. Charlo's not reading Charlo's ever again. Fucking get pregnant, fucking dirty bastard. I my dolls in tomorrow. Like, happy birthday, dear granny. Fucking dirty rotten scumbag cunt.
But there was a
fucking swearing from the fucking child, you fucking bastard.
There was a fella there, and it was literally. I've told the story on this. I told Boyd a couple of times. I was like, whenever I used to work in the zoo, and in the cafe bit, and the guy came in like in tears.
Right?
Did I tell you this?
I don't know.
He was like all teary eyed, and I was like, "Can I have a curry chip, whatever?" And I was like, "You alright, bro?" And he goes, I'm making up the names here, but he's literally like, yeah, Tina passed away there. And I was like, oh fuck, no way. Was she work at because there was like the front of a house, like the shop and all. Like, where's she work? Like, she want to keep her son? No, she's a lemur. Right? And literally, this dude walks past, and I said to him, I was like, fuck, do you remember the guy who's crying over the dead lemur? I was like, that's him. Must work there now.
Aye. It's amazing to me that somebody experiences loss and needs a good Steph Curry chip. Fucking Tara. Any change?
You take yourself off. There's no point in you hanging about till 5. Take us with you. Get yourself a curry chip.
I tell you, fuck. I can't believe my wife cheated on me. God damn it, I need a fucking curry chip. All the salt and vinegar.
Here in this island, they commemorate the dead with a curried chip. Like all dance. Once they've done the ceremonial dance, they pour curry thick and fast over some pommes frites.
Fucking chipolatas on a spit.
They're enjoying a battered howler monkey sausage.
Number 42.
And a carton which they fished out of a contaminated river full of curry sauce.
I love that.
And if it's a very special occasion, can of Fanta. It's old can. No idea what it is.
All rusty. Fucking, that's flat.
You never see that in the movies, do you? You know, the guy waking up. There's always that scene. The guy's like he's like a jaded cop. He's like, ugh, and he fucking just swigs a whiskey. It's the 4 last curry chips.
Just eating stale pizza crust. Oh, no spit. Fucking Dan. It always bugs me in movies where you see that kind of alcoholic behaviour from a guy and he's ripped. And I'm like, because my brain goes, see, you can do it.
I know.
I believe it. I've watched Rocky too many times.
I know, but that's, you always get the fucking, you get the Insta girl, like, biting a bit of pizza and all, and you're like, you haven't eaten a bit of pizza in fucking years, you try.
Like, you never see that bit of the jaded cop in movies, like, halfway through a briefing. Like, McCluskey, you shut up at schoolyard. He's like, boss, I'm bossing for shit.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
2 seconds.
The reason I just shoot them is because I need a shite most of the time. I'm not in there for the chats, you know what I mean? But yeah, there was a movie on like Amazon or something. Maureen's mom was like, you should watch that, it's fantastic. And it's your man Frank Grillo, and he just keeps waking up every day.
I've seen that.
Keeps waking up every day. You know, same thing, like fucking whatever. And you're like, the guy eats spinach and ice.
Aye.
And that's it.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a drink.
He's what, 50?
Nah, he's getting on a bit, like.
And I mean in that movie in particular, I'm like, he's definitely taking steroids for that, because he's just too fucking jacked, like.
Yeah, but fair enough.
But what a fucking sexy bastard.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't just take it and that happens. You know, you gotta really fucking.
I bought a brown jacket purely because of that movie. I'm not joking.
Just a shitting
I was
jacket.
like, that's fucking class. That jacket's lethal.
Yeah, your man is fucking. But I was watching something the other day. It was that Foxy's 48 Hours of Fear or something. The guy from the SAS show, and he took Rob Delaney out for like a weekend of activities.
Right.
That dude's jacked, and he's just
yeah.
you're like, absolutely, he probably works out twice a day and eats like a fucking athlete. But you're like, when you're in your 50s, man,
it's
juicy.
like,
You know what I mean? You gotta
class.
You gotta
absolutely lethal. Who's the other guy? Timothy Oliphant. Do you know that guy?
Timmy Elephants, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Hitman and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
is he ripped now?
well, he's just a very sexy older man.
Yeah, I thought that about Josh Brolin or whatever his name
Yes.
is. I was like, if
I'd
that dude
buck the life
just
at him.
if that dude snogged me, I wouldn't fight back.
Do you know who I genuinely do fancy as well? Do you know the bloke? Is it the bloke from Warrior that isn't Tom Hardy? Is it Joel Edgerton? I have a wee thing for him. Sorry about that now. Just you're number 2 on the list now.
Welcome back to Colin Micky Go Gay.
What dude would you ride?
Joel, oh yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
Hot Ricky Gervais.
There's a fucking smolder about him.
Smolder. He's a smolder man.
Smolder made ass with.
Oh, he is Jack too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like what you think that guy Haley Joel Osment, or what is that his name? Should look like when he's older.
Yeah,
And
that's
in
a
fact,
fucking
he
really
just
good
looks
point.
like me,
Yeah.
but worse.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Look at that guy there.
I'm saying
Kind of jacked a wee bit. Now his hand.
You'd settle for that,
He's
like.
been in the water for a while, judging by that hand.
Aye.
Look at that. He's been in the water for fucking 3 weeks.
He's just doing the dishes.
It's like women in the hands give it away. The guy's fucking 93 years old. Oh, sexy dudes though. I mean, you do hit an age where you can get excited about a man's physique.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely had a point now where I look at cars and jack dudes more than I used to look at women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Through windows.
I will just run my cock out.
Yeah, if you see Micky going, it's because someone's got a sweet Nissan Juke.
Yeah. The new one.
The new one, by God. The 1.6.
The DLA one. Like. Willie T's got a fucking brand new Nissan Juke.
Does he?
Yeah.
With a wee step out of it?
It's fucking, yeah, it's so much better than my piece of shit. Like,
Oh, man.
it's got all the mod cons. Like a steering wheel.
What's the word? What's the word?
Emasculated.
Emasculated?
Aye.
By another man's Juke.
Spasculated. Because he's got cerebral palsy.
Do you go into the showroom, like you really have to ham it up? Can you open that door for me? You know? And they get you the fucking gull wing.
Aye. Is there a camera to look? Because I can't turn the head.
Sure, why give him a Nissan Juke when you could just get a Tesla? And just be like, drive me to the shop.
I think because they are just full DLA cars, like,
Yeah.
which I didn't know whenever I bought mine.
Rounded and safe.
Yeah.
You can hit a child. The child's
That's because they
fine.
don't go fast enough either.
Do they not?
Oh, it's
Wouldn't pull the skin off a fucking...
Oh, just wouldn't put a Joe bag off a dead hooker.
Imagine that was on the ad. Bit of bicep play in the background. Wouldn't pull the fucking Joe bag off a hooker's ass.
Oh my god, I need to stop smoking.
The new generation of Duke. Wouldn't pull your granny out of bed.
Wouldn't pull the socks off a leopard. Nissan Nissan a Juggernaut.
Wouldn't pull the socks off.
Wouldn't pull the foreskin off a Jewish baby.
Oh dear.
Couldn't pull the wool over Stevie Wonder's eyes.
I have none.
Nissan.
I have nothing. I'm too weak.
not dare. So I need a new car. Anybody's selling a wee fucking something?
Yeah, because I think you fucked up with the last purchase.
Oh, 100%. Like, just out of pure necessity.
Was it low miles when you bought it?
Yeah, but 30,000, something like that.
30,000. I see, fuck that.
Yeah.
Getting out a German car with about 120 on it.
Aye. That was because it was literally just the car that I had was fucking completely falling apart. Well, it wasn't. It just wasn't going to pass the MOT and it couldn't be asked getting it serviced. And there was just wee bits needed done to it. So I just walked into that showroom and went, listen, I saw that online and I want to drive it out of here today. And the guy was like,
Would you like a coffee? Take a seat.
yeah, all that shit. He's like, are you Barry's mate?
Oh,
and
did
I'm
he?
like, knock about the price of it? No.
I got that from a delivery man yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the guy who did the Bible interview? I was like, give me the fucking...
I am constantly getting told, look like Paddy McDonnell, Mark McCartney, or anybody else with the ginger beard. But were you at Lavery's a few weeks ago when a guy was like, Shane,
Yeah.
Shane, can I get a photo? And we were all like, 'cause Shane wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he was like, wee fat ginger Shane. Like, I couldn't wait to tell him.
Yeah. There's people are just like, it's just them boys.
Aye.
They're all sort of
It's just the one name.
morph
Same
into
thing.
one. Any I'll crack.
No, see you later.
I was in the most Protestant place on earth the other day. At a market in Saintfield.
Oh, fuck, right.
Is there a more Protestant pastime than a craft fair in Saintfield?
That is pretty middle class Protestant. Like, that's very...
It was
accept Catholics.
there was like a Presbyterian church there, and I think that there was people picketing the fact that there was commercial sales going on. You know, are you selling things on the Sabbath?
Down with this sort of thing now.
Talk me through what's Casey been saying about this petrol shortage?
Nothing, actually. We haven't,
Nothing?
I haven't even talked about it.
Maybe not. I don't get it. What are they doing? Did they say that? What was the crack?
I think there's a...
You're not allowed to bring Vietnamese people in the refrigerated lorry anymore?
What? That's PC gone mad, mate.
Oh, it is. Couldn't pull a fucking Vietnamese
How
out
am I
of the back.
supposed to get my fucking bow buns on? Fuck's sake, mate. Hey, fucking bow buns. Mate, if I know sells sodas. I don't know. What is the crack with this? Because it's
know anything about
not
it?
happening here, is it?
No,
I know nothing about it.
no, it's not happening here.
Is it happening here now?
People are just like, get her on the fucking red, boys.
Aye. I think it's like, because nobody's queuing for diesel. No, I think it's just the typical shit of like, some cunt in the government was like, we're going to run out of petrol, and everybody panicked. But everyone in the shops is going, please don't panic, we're not.
Yeah, they probably
now
had a
we
meeting
are.
somewhere, and they're like, we fucked up last time by saying, toilet roll was the main commodity.
Aye. We forgot about all that shit there.
Change it to something more fucking valuable.
Yeah.
Patter.
It's mad, like, I don't know. Fucking stupid English bastards. Because I was in Newcastle the weekend gigging, and one of the comedians had to get a fucking train.
Hold on a second.
I know.
A woman?
I know. Sorry, one of the comedians. She had to get a train from Newcastle back to Edinburgh, but the train was off, and then the real replacement bus had no fucking petrol, so she was just like, what the fuck am I going to do here?
That's
And
right.
I was like, maybe tell better jokes and drive. You fucking hoa.
You fucking bitch. We lost two heroes this week. Prince Andrew and R. Kelly. Both got
I seen that.
sent down.
Not
Not the way they'd like to be.
Exactly. I don't dare say Andrew's sweating now.
I
So
bet.
is he going to America then, or they've just said he has to?
Yeah, like if you actually... It must be like if you actually get served the papers,
Aye.
the thing is legally in motion.
Fuck, he
Is
should've
that
just
how it
been-
is? They could just be like, you have to turn up here, and he's like, I'm not going to. And they're like, well, we come get you.
Aye, because I know, like,
And the Queen just turns a blind eye.
aye.
Just turns away.
So probably just have him killed in a car crash before he gets there. Yeah, fuck the two of them. Because I didn't realize R. Kelly was getting done for human trafficking as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a bit like, when someone gets like a kidnapping charge or something, it's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't have to be like it's in a movie.
Aye.
Is it like human trafficking if you just like drove a child to
You
your
never know.
house?
He had a lorry full of CDs and Waynes. It sounds like a lyric he would sing. I got a lorry full of CDs and Waynes. I'm all pissed on him.
Bitch! What a guy, though. You know, just
Hello,
fucking-
legend.
It's just like, I'm always amazed by it. Where you're just like, what the fuck? How do these people end up in? Do you know what I mean? You're like, why bother having the music career too? That's what I always think. I'm trying to rape some children. You know, like over here, you have a show tonight, motherfucker. You know, I got 6 kids in a van
Aye.
and a bladder full of piss. You're like you know, like as the agent's like, you're not traveling there to do the show tonight. He's like, what? I've been drinking green tea. I've been drinking green tea and bottles, gallons of water. Getting ready
Give
for
me
the
some Baraka.
getting ready for the party.
It's fucking. I don't know. It's mad. I couldn't see anything actually happen to Prince Andrew. Like,
Yeah, they could
I'd be
probably
like,
just
you'd be like,
they could probably just bog him down in like paperwork.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going and going and going. There was no evidence other than 30 women saying you raped them. But
Aye. Yeah. Is it just still the one with Prince Andrew though? The girl that was in that photo with him, or is it more?
I don't know, but that's the most sort of public one, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Where he's like, I've never met her. That's the one I've never met her. I was in Pizza Express, and they're like, you're standing beside her in the photo,
Yeah. He's
and
like,
you're sweating.
he's like, I don't know if that's real.
Yeah.
His acting was so.
Was I?
Was I? What? I can't even ejaculate. I was shot in the testy. I shot
The Falklands.
In the Falklands, I took a bit of friendly fire to the testis, and
Jenny shot me in the test.
it's like a fucking. It's dead. It's like an old Cumberland sausage uncooked. It's dead.
Dead as to do.
Dead as a doorknob. I have to bloody fold it up like a fucking balloon animal. Tie a knot in it before I fucking shove it in anyway.
Look, a corgi. That would be good. Swat. R. Kelly's like, you want to go to a party? And we get some children.
Yeah,
Snake.
Prince Andrew's next like one of those party straws.
There you go. Almost there.
I know, but there's so many people. Like I'm sure even the Clintons, where they're just like, I don't know what the hell. I don't know anything about that. You're like,
Aye.
where did you go then?
I see-
Because you're on the plane fucking 15 times, bro.
Because Hillary Clinton's she's the fucking Chancellor of Queen's Union, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah, because I think somebody was saying, we did the podcast yesterday, and there was
My
I think there's
sister
a-
probably has her phone number.
But I think there was a video going about a party of like, she was there trying to be all fucking waving at the doorstep of Queens, and someone was like, "You're a fucking murderer, you cunty!" Like, have you seen that guy as well who was literally trying to follow Prince Charles around, just going, "Charles, your brother's a pedo." Have you seen that?
Of course,
It was amazing. Your brother's a pedo.
Is Andrew Charles' brother?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh my god. I don't know why I never put 2 and 2 together.
Oh,
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is he not the other one's son or something? I have no. Oh, no, it's the Queen's son.
No.
Anyway, hey, I wasn't keeping up to date with it. How long have we been talking for there now?
Been 2 minutes.
32.
Fuck.
Jesus fucking
Fluent.
Christ, mate. We'll work our way through. We have a ton of questions here too. Like, know what I mean? If you could be the best in the world at anything, what would it be?
Right.
Riding. That means no, you missed the opportunity there to be like. That means I'll be the best at riding and comedy.
I'd be the best at. Oh, yeah. Did miss something.
That's enough.
I don't know. What would you be the best at having money?
Business, yeah. Business
Yeah.
and fitness.
Yeah, kata.
Kata. Yeah, just pick something shite. Throwing clay.
Yeah, I'm making cheesecake.
Yeah, no, yeah, it would definitely be just at the just making money and making the most of your life.
Yeah, yeah, man. Just living for the now.
That'd be
Be the
good.
best at that. The best at smoking without getting cancer. That'll be good.
Because you just don't know.
You just
you know.
take a time bomb.
You know, something I remember a guy I used to hang about with in the street, and his granny was like, he like lived with his granny, and the granny was getting on a bit, like,
Aye.
but just smoked fucking all day.
Aye.
She still worked, you know. She was like a cleaner in school. She's
That's
like,
mad.
You know when the cigarette starts to look big, you're so like old and
Aye,
free.
that fucking. They've got massive hands,
Aye.
big knuckles and all.
Eight son, everyone. My two teeth that I've left are made out of limpet shells.
Just crunchy bits of fucking
Pistachios.
two pistachio shells there.
When get me down all 20 fags, I've only 40 left. It's weird though, you'll see old people like smoking. Look, you very rarely see like a really fat old person, but you will see a really old person who smokes like a train.
Yeah.
Obesity kills, but
I remember seeing where was that recently? Very sort of glamorous old woman in a big fancy car, smoking in the car.
Aye.
And I was like, I fancy her.
yeah,
Don't know why. She's rotten.
fucking Cruella de Vil.
You know, she's stinking, but here, taking out handy. I was talking the other day.
Take your medicine, nerd. Derv, come back in about half an hour.
I was
The hands loosened up.
No, leave the shaking. Leave the shaking.
We'll
see what happens.
I'll cut the time down. If anything, it's half the work done for you.
I was saying about that.
You just cut the hand like a urology. Bullseye.
It's like skipping all working. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like getting on an escalator.
Take a wee double step.
Wait a second there now. Oops, daisies. There we go.
I was talking about talking to hand jobs. I was talking about getting a fucking massage when we were on honeymoon.
Right.
Me and you. And I was like, I want a real hand job. You know, the whole massage was shite, and then the girl
Aye.
started rubbing my hands, and I was like, fucking herbal essences out of that.
Aye, their class.
Fuck yeah!
I've had
Maureen's
one
on
of
the
them where,
bed beside. I was like, fuck off! I worked the thumb, you dirty bitch.
right up to the knuckle.
Oh, do the pinky down. Ah! Just screaming through that fucking hole in the bed. Oh yeah.
I've had one of those where they're fucking class, like I.
So hard. Oh, looks throbbing.
Nails all shooting off. It's happening!
No, see when someone else rubs like the fucking like meat of your thumb.
Aye.
Jesus Christ.
It's lovely.
Class.
It's nice, but it's very nice.
Class. I didn't care for the dick bit after that.
You
I was
do
like,
that yourself.
fuck,
With a nice soft lady's hand.
you know they're more malleable.
Something a meal duck. No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a bone in your jaw.
Will any of you be heading to Liverpool anytime soon? Are you not just back?
I was in Newcastle, so I'm booked in for hot water for a week in October, but I might have to cancel for the Ulster Hall. So hopefully I'll figure it out. I'll let people know whenever I know.
I'd love to go. I mean, it depends what sort of way tours are working.
Why don't we just book a big tour, man? Just hire a van, just get out, hit the
Do you know
road.
the thing is, Michael? We're not. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that sort of autumn tour on this sort of notice.
Yeah.
But we could definitely pick the hot spots and go. Do you want to do Liverpool, Glasgow, boom, and just go do them
Yeah, live podcast and stand up.
on no notice?
Aye, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I'd love to go. Thoughts on UFC 268? Did you see that?
No.
Nick Diaz had a fight there. I know I haven't really watched it. I need to go back and then fight pass. I asked the same question on the other one, but seriously, what about Steve Coogan playing Jimmy Savile in a drama? Can only imagine.
Is that fucking really happening?
I hope so.
Fucking hell.
Perfect.
There's no way that won't be funny.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't genuinely do a serious Jimmy Savile without it coming across as now then.
Well, he's
Like,
a ridiculous human.
yeah.
That's why even Louis Theroux was like, that's what bamboozled people was. His behaviour was so
Aye.
mental that they'd be like, sure, he's a fucking
That's just the
lunatic.
way he is,
innit?
yeah.
Like he would just come in the office and get change from his run, cock out and all.
Aye.
And people were like, oh, sure, it's Jimmy, you know what he's like. He's like, no, look at me.
Aye.
Look at testis.
Look at my giblets.
Look at me giblets. You
His
bastard."
dick must have been in fucking some shape. Just from if that
But
amount of running,
Oh, he'd have
it's
a
going to
lot.
be chafed.
He'd
and
have a
fucking
lot. His nuts would be like Prince Andrew's cock.
Aye.
Long and dead.
Yeah, on a laptop somewhere.
Just fucking, let me plot me nuts before
Oh,
run.
fucking hell.
Let me French plot my testis before I go for a run.
I reckon his dick.
And smoking and run. Again,
Aye. Yeah.
that guy was, if there was like bullets, he was like the Matrix. You know, pedophilia. Fucking
How did he die?
mouth cancer. Fucking missed it all, bitch. Come at me. Come at me, fucking pedophile bastard.
I took red pill, didn't I? How did he die? Just
Fucked himself to death. No, he,
dehydration.
yeah, I just think he just got old and something got him. Like, but the guy just, tap danced over laser beams, as
Aye.
they say, his whole fucking life. I built an hospital. I'm Saint Savile. I'm a lovely man,
Yeah.
but I
I've
absolutely.
got children throwing up back of my car because
but I
smelling
will-
me cock.
I will come through window while you're in coma. Fuck you.
Sleep tight, children.
Same time. Wait for it run. What's this message say?
Get milk.
Tell Micky that there's a large poster of him in the lobby of Ibis Styles Hotel in Edinburgh.
Yeah,
if he
I
doesn't
seen
already
that.
know. What the fuck? I'm going to reply to a text while we talk.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm not that famous. Like,
What's it for?
it was for an old Edinburgh show.
Do they have a lot of them up, or is it just you?
I think there's some, but it's fucking massive. Like,
That's weird.
yeah, might go stay in the Ibis and be all. Any chance of a free upgrade to a slightly less shitter room?
Any
Any beds no come on them? No?
Yeah. What's an upgrade in an Ibis? Toilets out of the bed.
Yeah, a premier in.
There's a partition between the bed and the toilet. Me and you stayed in an Ibis one time, didn't we? Did we go see Bill Burr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were stinking. Them fucking yeah.
Yeah, it was just basically we went in there, drank too much early in the afternoon, went back to the room, and then it was see how long you could stay in the room before the fart suffocated us,
Yeah.
and then went back out again.
Yeah. It was
And the
awful.
view, the window opened onto a brick wall.
Yeah. And it was, there's something about Ibis as well. Every single time I just pick a towel up, I get a rash. Fuck.
Oh, I'm saping.
Aye, they're disgusting.
Oh, fuck. What's the worst thing about doing stand-up? Just the nerves.
Yeah.
Maybe the travel and the nerves.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's weird that, like, I always loved the travel aspect of it. And even staying in shitty hotels, I was like, this is fucking class. Until I got, like, my own place
Yeah.
where you've got, like, your house is decked out exactly for everything you fucking want and need.
Yeah.
And then you're in a fucking hotel for 2 days watching Disney Plus on a phone.
Yeah, I hate that.
You're like, this is dog shit.
Do you know what's as crap? Sometimes you do really good gigs in a really cool place, and you maybe have a cool place to stay,
Yeah.
and you're just by yourself anyway.
Aye.
And you're like, this might as well be a fucking Ibis.
The by the self, but I enjoy. It's just the like having to just eat fucking takeaways for 3 days. It is really hard to like fucking eat well on a budget, especially for like doing comedy clubs where the money isn't great. So
Yeah.
I might spend a fucking night's pay on a flight.
Yeah.
So you're
And the
going
other
to-
night's pay on feeding yourself.
on feeding yourself or like pints or whatever because you're bored shitless. Like in Newcastle the other night, I went and got 4 cans of Kronenberg out of a shop because the gig finished at 9:30. I was just in a hotel, bored shitless. Like, what am I going to do? And then I ended up going down to the hotel bar and having bottles of Peroni as well. But
That a wank.
and spent the entire next day just shitting in a really bad hotel.
Hotels are gross. Like,
Yeah. Do you know
even
what's
like
stinking about-
fancy
like,
ones, I'm not that into. Like,
just speaking of pubic hair, just at the start, the amount of pubes I was finding in the bed, I was like, who the fuck was in this before me? Because I didn't realize they don't properly change sheets in hotel. Like, if you're ever in a hotel for 2
know what
days
I-
and you see them bring the fucking fresh laundry down, you look at the basket and you go, there's not enough.
do you know what I would be
There's
fucking a lorry.
yeah.
But I automatically take, the way they do that, like they got that silky fucking this, we've made the bed
Aye.
thing straight in the like I'm like I throw it in the bathroom. I'm just
Aye.
like they don't wash that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's people coming out of the shower, raw asshole.
Yeah.
Put my socks on, bag hanging down the thing. People just fucking
They're fucking stinking.
with a big jizzy dick. Oh, where the hell put that?
Weirdly, that's why like you're nearly better in the legs of an Ibis because at least the sheet's like fucking waterproof. They can just wipe it while wipe. Like, but the rest of them, you're like, this is fucking rank.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just not good. Like,
Aye. And like, for some reason in a hotel, I don't know what it
never
is.
feel safe either.
Yeah.
Just walking in. You
But
wanking?
but even like the man, oh Christ, I had a
You know you're
nightmare.
being watched. Put on a show.
I had a fucking nightmare. So Friday night had like feed of beers, right? Next day I got up and went and got fucking Subway or something to eat. Just because I was like, fuck it, why not? And as I was going back to the hotel, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna fucking shit myself. I'm gonna fucking shit myself. And I checked in early, so they put me in the disabled room with red ropes fucking everywhere, right? It was like, what do you call that movie with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones, Entrapment or something? Like, I'm just fucking dodging red ropes so I don't set off an alarm. As I was coming back
Ninja Warrior.
As I was coming back into the hotel, I could hear the girl in reception being like, there is something wrong with the red ropes. And I was like, that's definitely my
Welsh girl?
Yeah. From Cork. And I was being a Geordie, fuck you. But I like got to the room fully like, right? And there's two cleaners, and they're like, "I'm sorry, Pet, I had to go into your room just to fix your red rope." Like, and I was like, "No problem." Like, fucking, like
Move.
Yeah. Got into the bathroom, so the disabled bath, like hotel, massive, right? Very echoey. And Donald Duck fell out of my hole, right? like fully fucking, right? And I can still hear the two cleaners talking, so I'm like,
Poor Patty's fucking shit his pants.
Must have you got a chippy tummy, love? Right? So that was great. I was like, I'll just never see them again. Yeah. I'll be fine. I'll just never ever see those two people again. So we went to go to watch fucking
hand comes in the corner of a ball girl.
I went to go see the many seats in New York, right? And as I was leaving, fucking she's still just standing there, right? This is like half an hour later. So like, that's grand. Go to the cinema, had an ice cream and a big fucking slushie, and on the way back I was like, oh no, it's gonna happen again. And I farted in the lift, right? And then it was like, ding, I read Pit. And I'm like, fucking why the day? Like, like, she's like, I think he's really disabled.
Just the worst diet choices of all time.
It was fucking horrible.
I don't know what was wrong with me. I had fucking 2 litres of slush.
I think I've got colon cancer. Nah.
9 bags of Haribo and fucking old
You've had
popcorn.
none but cheese and meat for 3 days.
Flushed down with beer. And a slushy. I've had screen wash and bar nuts. What's going on with me? Keto?
It was so embarrassing. Yeah.
Shit the pants.
Life on the road.
Living the road, baby. Well, Niall and you be using yours and his £100 voucher to buy some sweet tech gear for the studio. Every little helps. Hope you're all good. Look, cheers, Andy. What would £200 get you? A couple of leads.
Could maybe get a lead, yeah.
Yeah,
A couple of leads.
Yeah, it wouldn't do much now.
Another
to be honest.
VTech laptop. The dog says woof.
Spell cat. C-A-T, cat. Yeah, fuck. I mean, in here, would be, like maybe a mic stand. I've seen Rogan's ones, you know, the nice arm that goes in the table.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a bit much? No, we like
The
this.
same brand, I think.
We like to move it about, don't we? Do you like the new table, mate?
I do like the new table.
Oh,
Lovely.
Wasps absolutely ruin my summer. They are my biggest fear. They turn me into Jackie Chan. Do any of you have embarrassing fears?
The dark, aye.
The dark, loneliness, tigers.
Yes, just the futility of life and, of course, judgment of God.
ISIS. I don't know what scares me. Large indoor spaces that are empty freaks me out a bit.
Oh, really?
Didn't
I'm
know-
more the other way. I've weirdly started getting claustrophobic as I've got older. Do you know what scares me? See if I'm in a really deep swimming pool and I'm like just swimming and look at the bottom of it, freak the fuck out.
Oh wow.
Don't know why. It's like I feel like I'm up high, but I'm.
I always think like that with the sea. Like when you think about the sea, you're like
Aye.
terrified. And then when I'm at the sea, I'm like, get in the fuck.
Aye.
It's weird.
Splash.
But like, yeah, I only realised that when I was a bit younger at the Tate Gallery in London, Tate Modern. And I walked in, obviously it used to be a big factory or something. And I walked in, it was just a, I don't know what it was, just
Aye.
the size of it. And I was just like, oh my fucking days. Freaked me out. And then I noticed it again a few times, like going to concerts and stuff, just like looking up the size of the place, just freaking me out.
Aye.
I don't know what that is. It has.
It's
it
not
actually-
agoraphobia, is it? Like,
it's
not.
not.
the
It's
same.
like that, but that's just fear of going out
Aye.
at all. This is very specific. Like when things are like huge, I'm like,
Aye.
it has a name. I looked it up one time.
Yeah,
Fear
well, it's
of
not
big cops.
necessarily a fear. Like I can't. If I was in like London or New York, like a big fucking city, I can't be like, let's change that building. Like,
Or you'd fall over.
yeah.
It's a bit like that, but it happens inside. Too.
Aye.
Now when the place is full of people paying,
Oh,
the
aye.
fear goes away.
Oh, aye, it just magically disappears.
It's fucking incredible. Someone talked about the other day. They were like, "What makes you absolutely raging?" And I couldn't remember at the time, but now I remember. Table legs drive me fucking nuts.
Right.
That's why I enjoy these round tables. There's nothing there.
Oh, why you've got it right in the
See, when
middle.
you sit at a place and you're like at a cafe and they're like, "This used to be an old sewing machine, and you're like, oh cool, I'll put my fucking feet
Aye.
on the table here.
Aye, that thing
I'm
of
just kicking it.
Do you know if you're in a situation where like you put two tables together and the legs are in the middle?
Yeah, annoying.
Very upsetting.
Fucking annoying. Listen to your podcast with your beautiful wife. I was slightly put out when the topic of fingering was raised. It would seem that according to your
Fucking
wife,
Maureen.
that your demographic doesn't partake in fingering, and it's a young person's activity. I'm a 40-year-old man, and I enjoy a good fingering of a weekend. My wife, not so much.
Haha, bant.
Yeah, fingering's class, man. Isn't it?
Yeah, I do like fingering.
Other people.
Oh yeah, and me.
And me.
Yeah. Not really. I have tried that several times. It doesn't work. Can't relax.
Fair enough.
Yep.
What stance are you?
In the bath usually.
Do you st-
Like I'll put both feet on the edge.
Yeah. You're already in the ibis.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Fucking-
We put a bit of Radox in, trying to see if it acts like an anal popper, which is just poppers. And then I think, what if I poke that and something falls out? So I get all nervous and can't do it.
Something falls out. Yeah. Just all day you've been shitting.
Have you ever had a finger up your bum?
Diarrhea. No.
No.
I
Either sexually or medically? No.
I literally just don't care for it.
Yeah.
Do you know when people are
It's-
like, what kinks and all you're in? You're like, suck my dick.
Yeah.
Is my kink, you know?
Yeah. Let me come.
Yeah. Focus all the energy right here.
Yeah.
I've gathered up the feelings in one area for
Yeah.
you in this pink tube.
I have.
Get it into
I've never had anything up my bum, but I have looked at my. I've talked about this loads of times, way too many times to be honest with you. But I looked at my own arsehole one time, and I was like, I'm not even showing a doctor that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Nobody's saying it. Like,
And there's some comedians on the circuit there like, man, rimming is the new thing. It's I can barely go to sleep
Right.
without it.
so I don't want to give any names, right?
Yeah.
But I had a conversation about rimming with a few comedians a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
One of them was like, "Mick, what do you think about rimming?" And I was like, "I'll throw a fucking tongue anywhere. Like, if you're already down there, you may as well. I'll throw it about." But then I didn't realize they were talking about being rimmed.
The rimmy.
Yeah, and it was like, no. I wouldn't put a woman through that because it's my arse is hairy as fuck. Even though it's blonde hair, it's still
Like
fucking stinking.
you'd have to get it well cleaned out.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
but then blow dried.
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
was all fluffy. Then
I'd
powdered.
have to go to a barber and be all
Two wee clips.
gives a fade.
Yeah. And then would you even have the dexterity to sit there?
Oh, I know.
Like one of them-
Would you give it that one?
Yeah. Would you go doggy or like change the nappy?
If you lie down, but I lower it into you.
Yeah, I'd have to go on 2 chairs and squat.
Yeah.
Van Damme.
Yeah.
And have them come up from the bottom. Shake it. Just fucking freak. That's what I'm saying. Exercise and getting rimmed.
Aye.
You'd need to be on your back. Like it would need to be the baby changer. Like.
Aye.
But again, I'd be like, is there other stuff happening to my penis?
See, here's the thing. Anything below my dick, I don't care for. so like, I hate my feet.
Don't bother sucking my legs.
But like, if a girl was to even try and put my ball in her mouth, I'd be like, get the fuck out. They're too tickly. Like,
You're the only guy who wears a bib around your cock.
that's the way you hold your pants is for. Just poke it out.
Hey, aren't I? Just present the fucking.
I just want to drink out microphone. I get all confused.
That's the name of your book if you ever do one. I'm about to drink this microphone. Oh, fuck.
Chapter 1, rimming.
This one's for Micky. Suck a dick or take a dick? Anyway, B&M
Would
stories.
you rather suck a dick or take a dick? Suck a dick or ding 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 ding.
Probably take a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably suck it just because I'm not.
Because I love it.
No, just because I'm not nervous about my asshole.
Okay.
I'd be like, mate, I wouldn't even.
I'd be like, fucking dare you?
Aye, hey boy, you got a pretty mouth. I do, but see the all one. Don't. I wouldn't put yourself through it. Please don't put yourself through
I'm
it.
not ready. I've had a slushy in work. B&M Stories Volume 1. I worked in B&M in Preston during my time at uni. A manager married with kids in my place got caught shagging one of the girls. I need glasses on. That also worked there in the staff toilets. Shit one, but wait. there ended up being a company investigation into it. I walked into work for my shift one day, and there's a perfect hole about 4 foot by 4 foot drilled into the staff room wall. It was an outside facing wall, so it was fairly thick. The fucker only went and rented an industrial pneumatic drill to break into the shop, steal his own file, no one else's, and the CCTV footage. Needless to say, he was arrested shortly after that, returning to work for his shift the day after.
Fucking hell.
Could you be arsed, like?
You'd just be like, listen, wife.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh man, you know, you get that anxious feeling. You're like, oh shit. And then you're like, having to go out? It was me. You know? I would just give up immediately. Oh fuck, I've got to go and sit. Take me to jail. Fuck it.
Well, you wouldn't go to jail for riding as employee, would you?
No,
you
but he probably just wanted no
wall
evidence of it. He's probably like, I'll take the jail time.
What an elaborate way to do it as well. Not just like
did you
let
ever
yourself into the office.
Did you ever think of doing it just somewhere else?
Yeah.
On your lunch break?
Aye.
You know?
Rent the neighbours.
I'll meet you in Costa.
Aye.
That's lovely. Fingered. What's the high street voucher being spent? We covered that. Serious lock of nudes. What do you? I mean, where do you get this? Do they post it?
You apply for it online. Aye.
Could you be fucked like?
But did it crash yesterday? Because there was fucking
people going nuts on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably what Eat Out to Help Out should have been. Instead, they were like, don't go out, don't speak to anybody.
Aye.
But go to a restaurant and fucking sit down.
Yeah.
Pre-distancing rules. Do you think the NI government waited until the second furlough was finished to open the theatre and inside the seated I think they were probably just put under pressure.
Yeah,
I think there were so many like double standards going on with stuff.
Yeah, I think the furlough probably has something to do with it as well, because like that's ending this weekend, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's end of September. So yeah, you're literally having like fucking two whole industries going, well, you're not giving us furlough and we can't make any money. So, but they've been sneaky too, because even though I'm glad they've done it,
sneaky boss,
they've still left the whole like vaccine passports and all that sort of situation up to businesses.
Yeah.
Which is a bit loud. That's just politicians going, we don't want to take the fucking hit on any of this. So,
but you know, there's a lot of stuff just left to the individual business.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be like that.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you'd rather.
There's on the radio this morning. There's a lot of people that were like, because like basically I think they're worried about like if somebody catches COVID, say in a cinema or something, the business is now liable for letting someone in.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of fucking grey areas, like,
you know, maybe. I mean, it's the thing is, like, it's so easy to test yourself now.
Yeah.
You know, there's people who are like musicians and even comedians or whatever. They just do it for the crack now, like just if they're heading.
I was fully like, I was sort of really fucking up in arms about the whole testing before you go to venues until I went to Jerry Cinema and I was like, oh, this is a piece of piss. You just do a wee lateral flow test and you bring it with you.
Yeah, and then
you're good to go.
Apparently, you can put fucking Vimto in it and fake it.
Really? Fuck, I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's bullshit or not.
Was this the one where all the school kids were doing it to get off school? We were doing something fucking dodgy to try and there was like a whole class. This is over in England.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know which way they were doing it. I don't know.
It was around at the same time teenagers were dressing up as old people with masks on and going and getting carrots, which has been the best thing that's happened the whole way through COVID.
Wonky and all. Hello. You're right. Can I have 24 wickeds?
I'm 84, bruv.
Rub-a-ding your rapids, bro. I don't even drink. Give me 2 shisha pipes.
Halal, 2 seconds, Eamon.
Do you have any Bitcoin, Mick?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't understand fucking money.
Normal money
at all. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna fucking bother. Like at one point, Casey like was sort of half talked me into it, and I downloaded some app to try and buy some, and I just went, "This is all right. This is just a fucking pain in my dick."
Yeah,
and
I don't need another thing that I'm like waiting around.
See,
Niall's rolling his eyes over there because he's like, I made a fortune.
But have you been able to get your money out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few people have had problems getting fucking cash out of it.
There
though.
was for a while they were blocking the UK from trading crypto because of Brexit and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all sorted now.
Alright. Maybe I'll spend some of that Ulster Hall cash on it.
Just fucking I mean I would throw a bit in for the crack.
Yeah.
I feel like I need I need a broker on my behalf to be doing it.
Aye.
You know, I don't know.
I'm certainly broker at the moment.
You know, is there going to be a definitive cutoff where people are like, it's all crypto now. Your money is no good.
I don't really know what the crack's going to be there. Like, I think like there's just it unnerves me because there's so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, like the day someone who's absolutely creaming it turns around to me and is like, you should get into crypto.
Yeah.
And then they jump in their fucking Lambo and take off. I'll go, no bother.
Because I think there was a big upsurge in it when Bill Burr and Bert Kreischer did a podcast with like a crypto expert.
Right.
Because there was somebody who like bought a fucking like a mansion with Bitcoin.
But the thing is, there's a lot of like legit things that you buy, like houses and stuff, where they do, there will be like a background check for things like crypto.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them don't, if that's where your source of money was from, they're like, I don't know about that. Because you could have been getting crypto from selling
Fucking
gear.
drugs.
You
or,
know what
yeah.
I mean? So like, and I heard that from a guy who sells more, does mortgages. Like,
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
And you're gonna have to, like,
I just
clean your crypto money
Yeah.
by selling drugs.
Fucking yeah.
In real life?
Playing Farmville.
I did see
I'm in the property.
I did see a video one time, and it was one of these TikToks, and this girl was like, "This how you mine crypto," and I buy this for, and she bought like a bunch of wee fucking hard drives and a bunch of like processor things, and have you seen those now?
Oh yeah,
And like in her-
mining kits.
Like in her bedroom somewhere in Russia, and it was all just running 24 hours,
Right.
and she's like, "Okay, today I make 25 pence," but it
Fucking
just
hell.
obviously like, do you think that'll be illegal at some point?
They're getting rid of all that.
The mining of it.
Yeah, so the price of crypto should go up because people can't mine it anymore.
Okay, so there's only a
Because
specific amount left.
Isn't it really bad for the environment or something as well? Is
It
that
is
one of the things? But yeah.
horrendous, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's like warehouses of all these GPUs,
Yeah.
and they're really intense and electric, and there's like thousands of them. So but they're getting rid of all that,
Aye.
and then it'll all be like, shut up.
You
I just imagine
you
this-
lost me at yes.
I just imagine this warehouse just pumping this shit out all day,
Aye.
and then you just walk up to the front with your debit card. £100.
Today you can withdraw 4 Bitcoin.
And fuck's sake, I've overdrawn.
Over 3.
Put the data back in. Not a question, just a statement. We're going to see Micky, Big Mike, and no one calls you Big Mike, do
Big
they?
Mike. No, I don't think I suit Mike.
Get her buck, little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah.
Will I'll be joining you again in Galway next month to look for the sugar daddy golfer. Also, is anyone performing at the festival you would like to see yourselves? You can down.
Yeah. But I think I'm doing a different day than you.
You're down now like the weekend before nearly. Or are you in the early in the
I
week?
think it's during the week, aye.
Yeah, there's a load of ones. I know even the lineups I'm on.
Yeah.
I would be at that show anyway.
I don't even know who I'm on with.
Reginald D. Hunter.
Reginald's class.
He also on that lineup. Glenn Will,
Leith,
Andrew Maxwell, Shappy,
That's a class lineup. That's a great lineup.
me
Yeah.
in the mix.
God, I'd probably be on a bus. This is Galway.
People frequent this place to jump in the water. I believe this is where sea swimming was invented.
Lovely paint in there.
Lovely. That's Galway for you.
There's a super mix.
Lovely pint in there, lovely pint in there, lovely
Oh,
pint in
fucking
there.
right, that's-
Centra, lovely
yeah.
pint in there.
What do you call that burger place we went to last time? You and Shane went
Handsome.
to? Yeah.
Handsome burger.
Lovely.
And he ran halfway across the fucking town to get a gluten-free bap from another restaurant.
That's right.
The guy is a nightmare. Fucking hell. Shag, marry, avoid, deadlifts, bench press, squats. You only deadlifted for the first time in your life.
The first
wasn't
time
it?
properly, with decent weight on it. Not even decent weight, but
Well, you said it was 80k. That's
yeah,
quite a bit to be like, here's me learning my form.
yeah. I was probably doing it wrong as well.
He was in a wheelchair for 2 weeks.
What was it? What was the 3 of them again?
SBD, man. Squat, bench, dead.
I fucking hate squats.
Squats are cack too.
I fucking hate them.
Don't like them. I'll do a lot of like goblet squats and lunges and stuff, but
Yeah.
see, just with the bar on your back.
Oh, it's a fucking. I hate it.
Don't like it. I like a bench press now, but I mean it's pretty fucking useless.
Aye.
But obviously that's my strongest lift.
Yeah. Do you know what I fucking hate doing? Hammer curls.
But that's just like wanking.
I know, and I fucking hate it. I just don't have a heavy dick.
Yeah, you don't hammer curl.
Don't hammer curl like that.
Yeah, I got a finger in my ass from choking myself.
I'm just gonna grab my taint here, boys. To hammer curl this here.
Deadlift is. I mean, I would just love to be taught by a real expert on how to deadlift.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say.
But then
is
there's real serious weightlifters would be like, it's not worth it unless you're like serious about it.
Aye.
Which I would agree with. Same as boxing, comedians.
Well, no, it's comedy. Boxing isn't the same as real boxing. Like, I'm not gonna go for a title. I don't even know if that's gonna happen. Are you still up for it? No.
Of course, it's not gonna. Who's organising it?
Well, Shane's been talking. Like, so there was a guy who basically runs like white collar boxing. I was listening to either your podcast or Shane's podcast or whoever's podcast, and he's been in touch just to sort of somewhat get the ball rolling. Again, it's been hard to even fucking really plan that because nobody knows if you're allowed to have people in a venue.
True.
So,
just live streaming, boxing the tits off each other.
yeah, I think it'll be good. I just think it'll be good crack. What's this here? Scary movies.
I'm here with Irish Society for Christian Civilization. We're here today in Cookstown. What were we doing today, Jerry?
Well, we were there to pray a peaceful rosary of reparation for the offence given to God
This is quality.
the so-called Pride Parade going through the town of Cookstown. We felt that it was necessary for us to turn out as Catholics and pray the rosary, pray a rosary of reparation. It was vitally important. Now, the people belonging to that parade, as you saw, were very antagonistic towards us, but we maintained our decorum. We continued to pray the rosary. We were very low-key about it all. And I was personally assaulted. I was an individual filled with loathing and hatred, came up, punched me in the face.
Fucking hell.
What was that?
Take her straight to the ATM.
That'll be £30, you bitch. Worst punch of all time, like.
In the face.
What did she say?
I can. You still want to call me MI5?
Sound like she's.
Filled with loathing and hatred, came up, punched me in the face.
Still want to
Go to MFI, Jerry?
call me a fag, Jerry?
Oh, right.
Is that what you said? Yeah, you faggot lesbian. I mean, she hit him with the fucking limp. Should have elbowed him. Look at the cop. Fucking lift £20. You bitch.
What was that? Absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That's my brother-in-law.
The way getting punched like that, I offered up to Our Lady. I offered up for the offence itself that has been given. And please God, there will be a turnaround.
I've hit my wife harder.
Aye. I've bombed altar boys harder.
Down by the whole hump.
I've had stiffer fists up my ass.
You fucking queer.
That was a limp wrist if ever I felt one. You big fag laser.
Agenda and everything that attends it, the abortion issue and contraception. And
Contraception.
Everything that's essentially.
Say it right, like contraception.
Would it be funny to do a sketch or like how to defend yourself against a militant lesbian in Cookstown?
Look, darts.
Slip. Listen to how dramatic. The Irish Society for Christian Civilization. I bet you there's. Listen to that.
I know.
Doom and
I'm here with Irish Society for Christian Civilization.
But I mean,
It's for cook.
Cookstown.
it's fucking. Look at these fucking shaggers here.
Jesus Christ, like.
This guy, he's got the fucking buttons out of line nearly in his jacket, and then this guy just got the lockdown haircut.
Aye.
And they're
He's like a time traveler from a Troubles photo.
yeah. I did not plant that ball. And then they're holding this. Is that the Virgin Mary and a fucking? Who makes that?
That's fucking insane.
Jerry, can you put me a statue of the Virgin Mary on like a ladder so that the boys can carry it through Cookstown? Need it for Saturday. Aye.
You wouldn't give Our Lady a
Aye.
piggyback, would you? Just
Who's paying for it? This bitch's gonna slap you in the face, and I'll have her lift money. Give it straight to you. Sweet. I'll iron my khakis.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh God.
Fair play there.
Should have got some big gay bear to just walk over and
Aye.
drop him.
Just pick him up with a thought.
Would you ever do a private gig if the coin was right?
Yeah. That's sucking dick for coin.
Bitcoin.
Well, we did one years ago. Remember we did that fucking stag party in Bundoran?
Yeah, and the guy fell asleep and farted.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I've done a couple of weddings and stuff over lockdown, which have weirdly been all right.
I would do. I mean, like, get this man on the podcast. Get Stephen Ferris on the podcast. If we're gonna have a proper chat with him, or was it one of those like, you know, he might have a, what do you call it? Like a publicist being like, can you not show any
Aye.
Christians being punched in the face, please? It just depends. Like, we did a private gig there at my in-laws' house for charity, but that's because we were in control of it.
Aye.
You know, it's more the setup and everything. You know, like
I once did an 18th birthday party for quite a sizable fee.
£200.
And I was like fucking $2,500.
200 cryptos.
And it was like the worst night of my life. And it was that bad that when I was in the lift leaving the party, the people in the lift didn't even recognise me.
Are you Shane Todd?
No, it was just like they were like, "What do you think of the comedian? He was good, wasn't he?" And I was like, I am the comedian. I am the comedian." Yeah, and it was horrible. Like, it wasn't even worth the money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you would think fucking health class, but
that's the thing. The weird thing about, like, you know, I was talking to Jordan yesterday, and he was like, you know, because he's only been in stand-up for 2 years, add the lockdown in there.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, when Lavery's was like jammed and we were doing the Pav and all, he goes, you'd have paid money to do like Lavery's because it was so good. Similar thing. It's like the really good gigs, you're like, I'd have done that for nothing.
Yeah.
And then the shitter it's gonna be, you're like, this better be £10,000. Right?
Sometimes people get angry about it, but you're like, I'm going to walk into a room full of 100, 200, however many people you have, who are all going to think I'm shit by the end of it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how a microphone works.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to pay for that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay for that.
And you're going to do some sort of, and yesterday's price not the same as today's price. You know, it's like,
I got to get my 3 points to Paulie.
Everyone has some story where it's like, you know, before we bring the comedian on, we would just like to play this 8-minute slideshow in memoriam to...
I told you about the one I did in Lurgan, didn't I?
Fucking this man who was shot dead. And then up next, Micky.
I did one in Lurgan where it was for a football team. 2 or 3 of the players from different age groups had like died that year. And the night before the gig, a woman got hit by a fucking lorry outside the chapel in Lurgan. And the guy brought it up and then was like, "And now for your entertainment, Micky Bartlett."
Minute silence for the poor woman
Swear to God.
struck by a bin
Got
lorry.
splattered all over the wall. And oh Jesus, the head rolled down the street apparently. It was terrible. And
An absolute hellscape on a Friday night in
I
Lurgan.
was at the shop and was everywhere in that wee bag she had behind her.
What's up, motherfuckers, indeed? Here he is, the man.
Gown. Funny thing about waistcoats is
Where does Micky see as the next big step for his career?
Friday night.
Premier Inn? Are there any iconic venues he wants to play, or does he see himself doing a McCann and moving to London? But why do people think you're like a fucking up-and-coming comedian?
It's insane.
What's next for you, eh?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird. To be honest, like after like a year off or a year and a half off of doing comedy clubs in England and stuff, when you going back to them, you sort of go, I don't really know if there's anything in this.
It's a young man's game.
Not even that it's a young man's game. It's a fucking complete lottery.
Yeah.
And doing things like I'm never going to pay to do the Edinburgh Fringe ever again.
No. Dumb.
Fucking. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd obviously like to start touring around mainland UK and touring maybe more in the south.
Yeah.
But again, you'd want to be doing tours. I don't want to be fucking. Like, you just get sick of being in fucking clubs and seeing people do the same set or seeing people. Like, there's a thing now with like younger comedians that I'm noticing that they don't watch the rest of the acts. They just come to their set and leave.
Yeah.
Not here. Like the guys here are all fucking sound, but over in England, nobody hangs about, and something about that pisses me off. So I don't fucking.
Yeah, like you should be.
There's an arrogance to it.
You should be like submersed in it.
Yeah.
Immersed in it.
Yeah, but either one.
Which one?
Either or.
Both works.
Yeah.
You know, you should be like living, breathing it for like the first 5 years or something. When you're like headlining, you can fucking come in late and do it and fuck off.
Yeah, I saw somebody do a set recently where they'd at one point they went, "Oh, I love this woman. Please come to all my gigs." And I was like, "No," because the girl was laughing. And I went, "It's way too early in the set for you to be doing that because you've only been on like fucking 3 minutes."
Mm-hmm.
That's something like if you're doing a 15-minute set hammer the fuck out of it before you start going, thank you for laughing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? And the next night at the exact same point, she did the same line to somebody else who wasn't even laughing.
Yeah, that's crap.
And then left straight after. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So I just went on a wee rant there about what it's like to be fucking doing comedy in clubs.
I fucking have swerved it for 10 years.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's useful in the sense that by the time you get more stage time and all that sort of stuff, but financially it's a giant pain in the dick.
It's weird. It's like even like the last time I was in like a stand or something in Edinburgh or whatever, it feels like the 90s, but not in a fun way.
I love the performing in clubs. The actual doing the set, I'm like fucking...
Just the rest of it's cack.
Yeah. It's the stuff around it. It's just like... Because you're then having to sort of... The club are the ones who are like, we hire you.
Yeah.
So you end up having to sort of kiss ass a wee bit. And like I've had people running comedy clubs go, can you maybe like dress a bit smarter or don't be so mucky or don't... And I'm like, people are in fucking stitches.
Yeah,
the idea of this is to make them do that, and I did it.
Yeah,
and you're
it doesn't
different
matter
color shirt
like
next time.
how you get to the fucking the goal. It's like what you're wearing, what you're fucking doing, as long as they're laughing. Like.
And then when you get to a point where like you're literally selling tickets for them because people are coming to see you, you're like, you don't get to tell me off now.
Yeah.
I've just made you $8,000 and you give me 120 quid.
Yeah,
and
it's disgusting. That's the gross bit. But there is that grey area where you're like, right, I should probably be doing my own now.
Yeah, I think it hits that point. Like just
like taking over. Like I've been lucky enough to be able to do it for a while, but it's like, why the fuck would I try and get into like clubs when I can just come to your town and do a gig and then leave?
That's the thing. It's like if you can, because there just doesn't seem to be a living in it anymore.
No.
Like the money's dropped post COVID. The money has dropped for a lot of clubs because they're saying they have to reduce capacity. The money won't go back up. Like, I think the Comedy Store in London, it's like maybe $250 a set, so you can maybe get 2 weekends a year, and you'll do 5 shows over a weekend. But that money's been the same since the 80s.
Yeah,
like it was $250 a set then.
You just gotta have a following already.
Yeah,
it's like anyone taking notice of you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Across the board, it's like, as soon as I did this, I got a fucking manager or something. You're like, yeah, they didn't give a fuck before that.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
They want you now that they can.
I remember hearing that about like Jimmy Carr wasn't doing weekends at the Comedy Store when 8 out of 10 Cats started because the guys who run the Comedy Store just didn't like him.
Well, there's a lot of that.
Didn't think his set was funny.
There is a lot of that.
Having to impress one guy when 500 people are fucking screaming at.
How many people are like, in charge of things like that, and you're like, that person is mental.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like how many stories like Aaron will be like, there's this guy runs something in London. He goes, I've introduced myself to him fucking 12 times and he's still like, what's your name? You're like, who are you? Or,
well, it's not, like I've had it happen where you go to like an open mic or a fucking Red Raw or that kind of, like the whole point is the people running the gig are going to be there and see who's good so you can progress up through the fucking and they don't turn up or they don't watch it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like I did a bunch of open spots for the Comedy Store in London and they were like, can you come back over and do an unpaid 20? And I went, no fucking way. And they went, you want to do a weekend in 2 weeks? Paid. And I'm like, so all I had to do was say no to you. And you were like, tricked you. I'm on ahead.
Yeah.
Like, what
Plan
the
B,
fuck
we
is
pay
this?
you.
Yeah. So it's a fucking, it's a pain in the ass.
Right. Final ones. Don't think I've seen a full recording of an entire comedy night from any of the NI comedians other than Micky's previous Ulster Hall gig. Are there any plans to video record the entire night? Or either of your own Odyssey and Ulster Hall gigs and put on the general... Well, so if you're... Now, this man is on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
There is the full Trans Blender set from the Limelight of mine and the SSE show from last year. So that's 2 full shows. I also I'm going to put out a special probably next weekend called True Bill where it's all the stories from like loads of different gigs.
Class.
Do you know like all the Amsterdam shit and all that stuff I don't do anymore, but it's like a real story. I'm going to put all that together and cut it nicely together in a bit of a thing. So that'll be up. So that's 3+ hours of stand up. I'm
recording my Ulster Halls and then I'm thinking about, instead of actually releasing the Ulster, cause ideally you'd like to take the same show on tour in the new year, and then put the thing out after you've toured it.
Yeah. See in this day and age, I honestly don't think it matters a fuck. Like I would put out like your best fucking shit. Like I was talking to Connor actually the other week, and I was like, you know, I bet he does about the crack.
Yeah.
The scale of like crack. I was like, get it on TikTok. Right?
Yeah,
now.
100%.
I was like, that's a fucking like, you know,
Yeah.
that's a like legendary quotable bit.
Definitely, there's definitely something in like just even because I cut a wee bit of stuff together yesterday, just like on my phone, even just like of shit that I've already had up on YouTube, and just made a wee 5-minute fucking like show reel thing. But yeah, putting a minute of just fucking quick punches on TikTok,
Yeah.
or Instagram or anything,
Yeah.
it's just handy for selling tickets and stuff like that.
Like people think, oh, I'm giving all this material away, and you're like, you talk
write
for
more.
like fucking 70 minutes.
Yeah, it's
and
also
you give away like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I also think that's a kind of an old school like comedy club comedians thought, because
course.
they all only had 20.
Yeah.
So the idea of giving it away or getting rid of it was like, what are you going to do now? You're like, keep going, write more.
You know, like even if you went to see probably me or you or Shane or anybody in like Lavery's every week, the set would change. Say you're doing 20 minutes,
Yeah.
probably about 25% of that would be different week to week, and or
Yeah.
more. And then it's like if you didn't see anyone for fucking 6 months, you'd be like, oh, it's all new,
Yeah.
and they're just fucking about in the middle of the week. But there are ones that just fucking pull out the same shit from fucking 8 years ago, and
Oh
you're
my
like,
God,
oh
man.
my god.
Like, I mean, there's time I'll do really old stuff of MCing, or even just, during a set if it's getting a wee bit trickier, like, right, I need a bomb here, what have I got?
Yeah.
And then because I do stories as well, some of the stuff's too long to squeeze into a 20-minute set. But there's nothing annoys me more, like I said at the start of this, was a comedian doing, and there's one I can think of from England. I was talking to Vittorio Anzalone about him a few days ago, who has been doing stand-up longer than Vittorio's been alive, and has been doing the same jokes the whole time. And it's just fucking... And the
Surely-
guy's making 80 grand a year,
Doing what?
just the same set.
Is he a musical guy?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would kill myself.
Yeah.
I would absolutely kill myself.
It's fucking...
Like I've not done stand up for ages. Tried to scramble a set together. Try to do work in progress nights. Get it all together, and when it all runs together, it's about an hour now.
Aye.
And as soon as I do it in the SSE, I'm fucking getting rid of it.
That's-
That's a window of that's from like August to December.
Literally, as you're saying that, I'm like, fuck. Once the end of October's over, I'm gonna have to write a new hour, and I'm like, starting a new one is the fucking. That's the one bit about stand-up I fucking hate. Is going, right, I've no material. What are we doing here?
And I'm such a, I'll be like, I fucking hate this. I'm quitting next year and blah blah blah. And then I look at my phone. There's like 28 points. And I'm
Aye.
like, oh, it's kind of been chipping away at it there. And then you can nearly go and do 20 minutes somewhere and be like, right, well, there's the fucking
There's the bones or
the
something.
bones,
like,
yeah. Because that's what happened here at the gig in the office.
Right.
No stand up, all new stuff for about 20 minutes. I was like, right, that's the starting point to like
Yeah.
stick things on. Finally, thoughts on Norm Macdonald?
Fucking lethal.
You've always been a big fan, haven't
Yeah.
you? I waited till he was dead.
Yeah.
And then turned around and was like, man, comedian, right?
I have been watching him constantly. How long has he did? 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm just doing stuff in the house to stick YouTube on and just going like have you heard the joke he tells about the Professor of Logic?
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
One of those gays.
but there's another version where he goes, you must be one of them faggots. Like, and it's because he just didn't give a fuck. You know what I actually started feeling sad about the other day? Because he was like, went after O.J. Simpson. He was one of the only comedians who was like outwardly fucking criticizing him. And he's really, really made fun of Bill Cosby. And I'm like, they're still alive. That's not fair.
Yeah. I know, he fucking just
The one where he's like,
no fucks given. Like.
in the OJ trial today, OJ's lawyers pulled out a woolen cap that's found at the scene, which presented OJ to say, hey, be careful, that's my lucky stabbing cap.
I love the
fucking
fucking
great.
was from that Norm Macdonald live thing, and he was like, "This." I forget what the record was. The guy's fucking eating the most, whatever, in 20 minutes, or whatever the
Aye.
record was that he broke, and the that's in the Guinness Book of fucking retards.
I love the one from his Netflix special where he's like, George Washington, when his boy cut down a cherry tree, his father came home and said, hey, we're heading to the cherry tree, and George Washington was standing there with a axe. And he said, I cut down the cherry tree, I cannot tell a lie. Hey, imagine you come home from work and you where the fuck's the cherry tree and your kid's there with an axe. You say, hey, what happened to the cherry tree? And the kid says, well, I cut it down. I cannot tell a lie. I'd be like, well, the first part of what you said upsets me. The second part scares the fuck out of me. You can't lie. Or it's like Abraham Lincoln said 407 years ago, and his wife was like, why didn't you just say 87? He was like, why'd you shut the fuck up?
The guy just, I hate people like that where it's like, I love it, but you know, everything that comes out of their mouth is horse shit.
Oh my God.
You know, like there's him and Jim Owens like that, where the look on his face is like, I know that this is like from the word go, you're just fucking pulling my pisser off here.
Well, there's
just waiting for
he's
the
got
fucking...
he did an album like it's audio sketches, right?
I know.
Have you listened to any of it?
No, I tried to put it on the car one day and I was like, is this the right thing?
Right, Colin, I swear to fuck, right? There's one track called Tex Hooper, right? And it's Norm Macdonald. I don't even know who the other actor is. And basically, they've put like $500,000 into getting this old country and western singer like back on, like making a new album, basically, right? So he's been like off
Tex.
Tex Hooper. He's been off the radar for like 10 years. But in the 10 years he's been off the radar, he's gay now, and every one of the songs gets gayer and gayer. And it's Norm Macdonald's mate going, did he just say he wants to drown and come? It's fucking hysterical. It's like, he calls his mouth a pussy. I had to pull the car over and listen to it. Like, and there's a sketch on it where it's the kind of thing where you go, because I think it's from 2002 or something, so you literally wouldn't get away with it now. But it's Norm Macdonald and Will Ferrell are acting out the first ever gay men. Right. And it's like, Joe, 1955, and they're at a baseball game or something, and they start being like, hey, there's Will Ferrell's doing that weird, like, oh, there's nothing better than he's like, there's nothing better than playing baseball. Well, of course, we're having sex, but I find women repulsive. And Norm's like, well, I wish some way we could have sex without having to get a woman involved, you know. Hey, you like having sex? I like having sex. Is that right? The way you get naked? And you hear them like shuffling about getting naked, and then Norm
all audio, by the way.
It's all audio. And Norm's like, okay, how are we gonna do this? Hey, say, you don't happen to have a what's it called, a vagina, do you? It's fucking hilarious. Like,
oh my God, all on audio too. Hilarious. That's it.
Aye,
Let's get out of here.
let's go pish and fucking.
Cheers for coming on, Mick.
Anytime.
Go see. Is there tickets on sale for Friday?
Yeah, so there's a handful just from like tickets have become available because people couldn't go. So shine.net or the Ulster Hall website, and you can come see me talk about my dick.
Class.
Thanks.
Let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
Cheers, Mick.
All the best.